Everyone wants to be rich. When you're rich, you can do anything, like spend money without thinking twice. Another advantage of being rich is that you can pull in some genuinely hot chicks, marry them, or simply date them. But regardless of what you're looking for, old or simply ordinary looking, a trophy wife could be in your future if you have a lot of money. Don't believe us? Let's take a look at 10 of the sexiest wives of billionaires. Number 1's not only hot, but also the 3rd richest woman in the world. So stay tuned for that. Number 10. Wendi Deng. This woman is nothing less than a force of nature. Yale graduate Wendi Deng married billionaire Rupert Murdoch in 1999. He was her second marriage, and she was his third marriage. Wendi is a statuesque, raven-haired beauty. She is very well known in elite society circles, counting the First Daughter Ivanka Trump as one of her closest confidantes. Wendi and Rupert went on to have 2 children together. However, sadly, with a 40-plus year age gap between Wendi and her billionaire beau, it proved to be too much. Wendi and Rupert's marriage dissolved after 13 years. Wendi has since been linked to Russian President Vladimir Putin, while Rupert is rumored to be dating Mick Jagger's ex-wife, Jerry Hall. Rich always date rich. Number 9. Andrea Hissam. Steve Wynn and Andrea Hissam are what people call the golden couple. The two are frequently referred to as the American counterparts to the British imperial couple, Prince William and Kate Middleton. In 2008, Steve was introduced to Andrea Hissam while vacationing in the Riviera with his wife. Steve was immediately smitten with the much younger Andrea and couldn't get her off his mind. He quickly filed for divorce from his wife-to-be with his newfound love, Andrea. It is well worth noting that Steve Wynn is famed for ruining a Picasso painting when he involuntarily put his elbow throughout the painting whilst demonstrating it to get a few guests. Steve and Andrea were married in an extravagant ceremony costing up to $1 million and included guests like Celine Dion and Donald Trump. Together, they own several hotels and casinos like the world-famous Bellagio, the Mirage, and Treasure Island. Number 8. Salma Hayek. Up next, we have the woman who needs no introduction. Hayek is a widely praised actress, and many people don't even know that she's married to the billionaire Francisco Henry Pinault. He's a French businessman and the CEO of Kering. Salma Hayek Pinault is a Mexican and American movie actress, director, and procedure. She started her vocation in Mexico, featuring in the telenovela Teresa, and proceeded to star in the film El Cajillon de los Milagros. Wow, I haven't been saying that right. For which she was selected for an Ariel Award. When Salma Hayek arrived in Los Angeles from Mexico at age 25, she could barely read a street sign. She spoke almost no English, and having struggled with dyslexia her whole life, she knew that starting to learn a new language would be a challenge. But Hayek isn't one to back down from challenges. The acclaimed actress, producer, and director rose above her learning difficulties and the language barrier, and today she's a megastar, famous for her talent in film and TV. She's also a passionate champion for the many of causes she supports. That includes global healthcare, domestic violence prevention, and environmental issues. Also, did we mention how hot she actually is? Franchios is actually a really lucky guy, and not because he's a billionaire, but because he was able to score Salma. Number 7. Melanie Kraft. This hottie married and dated Larry Ellison, age 66, and ranked 3rd in the Forbes with over $27 billion to his name. Melanie Kraft is an American author and novelist, but she's best recognized as the ex-wife of the American billionaire and Oracle Corporation CEO Larry, whom she married in 2003 and divorced in 2010. From doing odd jobs as a house cleaner, safari driver, and bartender in the past to becoming the wife of one of the most successful businessmen in the country, she has seen a lot in her life. Her marriage with Larry did not last long, and the couple divorced in 2010. It is reported that following the divorce, Kraft acquired a big chunk of his fortune, including cars, mansions, and yachts. Currently, Kraft is believed to be single. She now prefers to stay away from the spotlight. Despite being married to a wealthy business tycoon, Kraft is always focused on building her own writing career. Even though she's now divorced from Ellison, she continues to be a popular figure in her own right. As an author, she has published a handful of books, including Man Trouble and Trust Me. Her books are quite popular among the masses. She's an avid fitness freak and takes her health very seriously. Number 6. Jade Frost. Up next on our list, we have the 5'11" gorgeous model, Jade Frost. Jade, born 26th of September 1990, began her career at age 13. In 2010, she met French businessman Arnaud Lagardère when she was 20 years old, and Arnaud was a 49-year-old. The billionaire heads the Lagardère media company and many American publishers too. Their connection went public utilizing a movie where the couple confessed their love, and it went viral. It created problems for Arnaud since members of the firm questioned his ability to conduct his small business. In 2012, following 2 years of connection, they announced their cooperation. Their first child came along that season, and they are married in 2013. Regardless of the massive age gap, these two share a connection, and added 2 children to their loved ones in 2014 and 2016. Age really is just a number, isn't it? Well, at least for billionaires. Number 6. Fabina Flossi. Meet Fabina Flossi, wife of soon-to-be-dead 89-year-old F1 Baron Bernie Ecclestone. Fabina is a 44-year-old Brazilian. It is not known exactly what her career was before she met billionaire Bernie, but the couple met in 2009 at the World Motorsport Council. Fabina married Bernie in 2012, 3 years after he divorced his second wife, Slavisa, for whom he was married to 24 years. In July 2016, Fabina's mother, Aparecida Shunk, was kidnapped for a ransom of $28 million. Luckily, she was found 9 days later. Number 5. Malia Andelin. While working on a private jet crew, Malina Andelin met her future husband, the late billionaire Summer Redstone. If you're unfamiliar, Redstone was responsible for media companies like MTV, Viacom, CBS, and others. So yeah, he's a pretty big deal. Summer married Elizabeth Malia Andelin at 82 years old back in 2009. Actually, Andelin was only in her 20s when they started dating. Summer built a media empire like no one else in the world. He was still pretty young at the age of 82 when he married Malia. They stayed strong until he died last year, and it's believed Malia also inherited some part of Summer's wealth. Nowadays, Malia is a strong single woman who works as a philanthropist. So, it's all charity work for this wealthy beauty. Number 4. Christy Hines. If you're only enough and still wasting time on YouTube, you probably know about James Clark, the person who created Netscape. In March 2009, Victoria's Secret model Christy Hines married the Silicon Valley billionaire, who's actually 36 years older than the sexy model. At the age of 14, she appeared as Australia's model of Vogue magazine, and surely made it to the cover of a sports magazine in America. She's probably best known for her appearances in Victoria's Secret catalog and Sports Illustrated back in the day. When she tied knots with James, she became one of the hottest wives of the world-famous billionaire. Clark has been divorced 3 times and he has 4 children, including his daughter Kathy, who is married to the co-founder of YouTube. We hope that the marriage with Christy lasts longer. The model has a passion for the yacht race and has also won the Hobart Yacht Race, becoming the first female ship owner to do so. Number 3. Melania Trump. When you think of trophy wife, Melania Trump might be one of the first names you think of. Melania is the stereotypical trophy wife, and in 2005, the President of the United States married his 3rd trophy wife, Melania Naus. The stunning former model and the President have one son together, Baron. The President and Melania met at a fashion event in 1996. He was attending with his girlfriend at the time. As soon as he saw Melania, he was head over heels in love with the Slovenian supermodel. He ditched his then girlfriend and aggressively pursued Melania. They dated for a few years before he proposed in 2004 with a stunning $1.5 million engagement ring. In 2005, the couple married, and in 2006, she gave birth to their son, Baron. In 2017, Melania became the First Lady of the United States when Donald Trump was sworn in as president. Number 2. Princess Amira Al Twail. Next up, we have one of the most beautiful women in the world. Princess Amira Al Twail. The hot and bold princess is a household name in Saudi Arabia and one of the most famous women in the Middle East. The young former princess was married to Prince Walid bin Talal Al Saud, the 58-year-old Saudi Warren Buffett with a net worth of $28 billion. They had a decade-long gap between them, and things didn't seem to work out, probably because she wanted to work for women's rights in Saudi Arabia. So after 2 years, she got a divorce and left Walid. People thought that she would have been forgotten after that, but the former princess has made a name for herself in the world. As a philanthropist, women's rights advocate, and a voice for many people in the kingdom, Amira is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Amira and Walid made a dynamic duo, with the prince supporting Amira's philanthropic works worldwide. Although they are divorced today, the two still speak regularly, and they speak very fondly of each other and have immense respect for each other. Number 1. Julia Fletcher. You remember the Koch brothers, right? The family has been in the middle of almost every controversy in the US. How David Koch was able to score a woman as hot as Julia Fletcher is beyond us. Oh wait, was his billions that attracted her, probably. David died recently, and that resulted in Julia becoming one of the richest women in the world. Koch controlled a fortune estimated at $53.5 billion, which meant that he and his brother, Charles, were tied as the 7th richest Americans according to the Forbes 400 ranking. Forbes estimates her worth to be at around $43 billion, which will make her the 3rd richest woman in the world. Maybe a little older than other women in this list, but Julia is not only rich, but she's also extremely good looking, and doesn't look like she is 58 at all. So with beauty and a huge fortune, she deserves to be at the top of our list. Fletcher Koch is the president of the David H. Koch Foundation, which has given more than $200 million to various causes including science and medical research, education, and the arts. She doesn't seem as bad as the David Koch at all. Which one of these women do you think was the hottest? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and like our video. Thanks, and see you next time.